Hello and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a very long time. A lot of things been going on. Thought I would just bring it back and just start talking straight up again about what is going on with Michigan football. Been a while, right? So I don't even know if I've even talked about the Ohio State game other than on the podcast. So go check that out there. But I guess we can talk about what's going on here. A lot going on for Michigan. Obviously, we're preparing for the Rose Bowl, which we got to as the number one team in the country, first time in my lifetime, and since 1997, that Michigan's the number one team in the country. Huge news, and we've got some recruiting news, we've got some portal news, we've got some game news, and I think it's just crazy about how much is going on because not only is Michigan preparing for a Rose Bowl game, you've got Michigan out here having to recruit players, having to keep players on the roster. We've got signing day coming up towards the end of the month, right before the holiday season, bowl season starting up. A lot is going on, right? We can just start off first with the team that's here. Michigan did a great job against against Iowa, excuse me, in the Big Ten championship game. Ended up winning 26-0. The defense was unbelievable again. Mike Sanderstill doing his thing, 2 turnovers. I think we ended up at 3 or 4 as a team. Blake Corum got 2 touchdowns. Biggest play of the game. Shout out Samaj Morgan, really coming on as of late. Freshman receiver from Michigan, so you love to see that he's doing well. Had a very viral post game clip where he was going crazy against Ohio State in the locker room. Saying what a lot of us were thinking, but you obviously can't do that in the spirit of doing what you wanted. I guess the spirit of the brotherhood of football. But after that, Michigan, did their thing, and JJ was, shaky. He had a little bit of a knee injury, is what it is. Some very uncharacteristic drops from Barner and Loveland that was relatively worrying. Roman Wilson still hasn't had a big game in a while, but I think they're kind of playing vanilla now. They just needed to get into the playoffs, and now they got a month to figure out what's going on. Alex Orji came in, I believe, and had a little bit of run there, but overall, I think the team is doing a great job. I mean, we can quickly break down the Alabama game in the terms of all of the money in Vegas is on Alabama. And I know obviously that doesn't mean really much to a lot of people, but typically, those out there always have theories that Vegas is always trying to rig it and get the money as much as they can for themselves. So using that theory, it's great news for Michigan. Oddly enough, with all of the money on Michigan, the spread's actually gone from 1 to 1.5 towards Michigan. So it's making Michigan even more of a favorite now, which is very interesting. So there was a viral reaction of Michigan players. I guess technically it seems like his parents now, kind of mad, I guess you could say, or like surprised that they were playing or that Alabama was announced at 4. I think that everyone with a brain was pretty surprised that it ended up being them at 4. I mean, I know I was as well. Obviously, look, there's 2 ways to look at it. As a fan, of course, I'd rather play Florida State and get a free win and have it be a cheaper experience for me to fly out to the Rose Bowl, which I'll be doing, and getting all the tickets and everything. But that being said, is it way more fun for everyone involved that we're doing this and that we're playing Alabama in the Rose Bowl? Absolutely. The pageantry alone is going to be unbelievable. It's one of the last 4-team playoff. We've got 4 conference champions. They're all really good. Florida State, unfortunately, the injury happened and that was tough. Would they have even gotten jumped with the injury? I think that's a possibility, as crazy as it is. But whatever. I'm sure you've heard enough of that by now. As for some other things going on, David Poly just committed from USC, kind of. He's a 3-star D lineman, I believe. I think kind of a 4-star, 3-star D lineman, big guy. Flipping him from USC. Nice job there. A few other guys have been pretty interested in Michigan, but we'll have the official signing period coming up soon. A lot of flips potentially on the way. This is flip season, or flipmas, as some other teams call it. But obviously, Michigan's a little bit locked in on beating Alabama, which is a tough task as it is. Finally, looking at the portal, it's so weird for Michigan, Alabama, Texas, and Washington because they're playing in real bowl games that matter, and there's national championship implications on the line. And people are like out here recruiting your players, trying to make your players leave, tampering, all this stuff. Michigan, I believe, is the only Power 5 team still out there without a transfer portal guy that's left. So that's really good news. But people are begging to come to Michigan. I know Michigan just put out a big video where all the transfers talked about how good it was. I mean, you can just think about how good these transfers have been. AJ Barner, right? Absolute animal on offense. Drake Nugent, finalist for the best center award. I think it's Remington Award. I'm not sure. Josh Wallace, the corner from UMass. absolutely unbelievable. Ernest Hausman, another starter on defense, unbelievable as well. Jack Tuttle, even the backup quarterbacks, come in some pretty good spots and helped ice out games. Obviously, games are out of reach, but he's there. He's helping push JJ, as a good backup option. Where if God forbid something happened to JJ and he was hurt, would I be in full panic mode? Absolutely not, because Tuttle brought a lot of experience. Ladarius Henderson, another starter on the offensive line, transfer. You've got Miles Hinton, another guy that transferred in. He's a backup lineman, good depth up there. Plenty of players all over. Josiah Stewart, another one. I'm just forgetting some of these guys. Josiah Stewart, one of the starting edges for our team. Guy was unbelievable. Every guy that came in basically was a starter and had instant impact. And I think Michigan's going to do the same thing they have been. They're going to quickly plug in place, pieces with the portal. And if you're a big player, you should be involved. One of the big names out there right now is Trevor Etienne. As of recording, he hasn't officially committed to Georgia, but I'd be stunned if it was anything but Georgia. Michigan was, air quotes involved. Dante Moore is another good option out there. But with Michigan still playing, you don't know if people are going to leave or not. And it kind of puts you in a precarious position. But obviously, I'd rather be in this position than like an Ohio State position where they got a billion opt-outs for a cotton bullet no one cares about, right? A few guys out there, like, is Dante Moore. Would he come to Michigan potentially? Well, we don't know if JJ is coming back or not. I am personally in the camp that JJ should leave regardless. I think that, if you have grades to be good in the NFL, you got to go. There's people that have first round grades. Like, I look at like a Sam Howell. I know it's kind of worked for him a bit. He was a first round grade, went back to school and got drafted in the third round when he had to come out. If you have a first round grade, you got to go. That's just me. Will Donovan Edwards come back? What does that do about who's going on with the running back position? I don't know. Is Mullings coming back? If those two both come back, probably not going to get a transfer running back. If they both left, could you get a guy like Raheem Sanders, Etienne, if he was available still? Probably, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to come run behind this Michigan offensive line and put up crazy stats like Blake Corum has? Dude's a leading scorer in all of college football and is out here breaking school records. Like, Etienne would come to Michigan for a season and be in the draft the next year, and he'd go probably late first round, early second round, right? And it would be a Michigan guy. We could claim as all that stuff. And it's just good ways for you to come in, come to a great position, win, have a great culture, great guys around you, a lifelong network that you get into, in addition to everything else. I mean, I would recommend watching the video. As for other positions, O-line, obviously everything's coming. I think it's pretty easy. Receiver, I think we should definitely look at. D tackle, D line. A lot of people are leaving the portal from what's it called? Texas A&M, as expected. A few of the D line I know we're involved in. One of their O line we're actually really heavily in, so that would be sick. Chase Bistonitz, Bisonits, out of Jersey, starting right tackle for A&M, was a freshman. Real good job there. And another guy I know for sure. Donovan McCulley. He's a huge receiver out of Indiana, 6'5", 200. He's been talking to how he loves it. He's like, I want to go there so bad. It'd be an instant plug and play for Cornelius Johnson, if not better. More of a deep threat. He was a quarterback at some time, so he's a hyper athletic guy, and I think that's really good. So we've also offered on the D line, a defensive back, Upton Stout already. And the final offer I think we would have was Joey Slackman. He's a D tackle, I think from D3, from Penn. Yes. So there's been quite a few guys that we've offered, I think 3 or 4. But some interesting names out there. Again, like, would a Dante Moore be interested in Michigan? I think if he would come to Michigan and sit behind JJ for a year, do wonders for him. We also do have Jaden Davis coming in. But when you talk about quarterbacks and you have me on the mic, I cannot talk about anyone but Bryce Underwood. He's had another visit or two since the game. Really, Michigan's starting to push as much as they can here. I don't know if anyone was paying attention with the NIL stuff. There was a massive NIL toy drive at Somerset Mall in Detroit, or in Michigan. I guess you could say Somerset, out in like Troy, Michigan. Not really Detroit, but greater Detroit metro area. So many people came. Kids were there all day. Recruits came, active team members came, coaches came. One of Michigan's active on Twitter guys, his name is slipping my mind right now. Jordan Acker, maybe. One of the boosters was there. Not boosters, Board of Regents. There is so much positivity around this program right now, and it would be a shame to lose a generational talent like Bryce Underwood there. The NIL is moving in the right direction. You got Michigan giving back to the charity. I'm very happy where this program is at, but obviously it can get better. I'm just trying to think of any other quick things I wanted to give out. I just wanted to get a little update on the Monday night, probably this is coming out. and just get back in the video making thing. I'm going to start doing bowl previews soon. I know I did them a lot last year. I don't know if it's going to be shorts or if it's going to be normal videos, probably normal videos, but maybe I'll clip them up into shorts. I got to figure that out. But yeah, I'm super excited for what's coming. We've got signing day on the 20th. We've got the Rose Bowl on the 1st. We've got Bryce Underwood's commitment on the 6th, and we've got the national championship, God willing, on the 8th. This could be the greatest month in the history of college football for Michigan. I've said really a 2-week stretch if you think about it. Oh my goodness, how can I even talk about this one? The Jim Harbaugh contract extension. So it's been talked about for a long time. Obviously, the Stallion situation put a hold on it. It was about to be announced before the Ohio State game. Then, boom, the Partridge situation happened. Now, with Michigan and the investigation likely coming to an end of the close, with the whole Stallions cheating scandal, shenanigans, whatever you want to call it, I think the contract is on the horizon. We've been talking about it. Michigan's trying to get everything they can. Jim Harbaugh kind of wants to know about the whole fired with cause and the buyout scenario, while Michigan wants guarantees he's not going to go to the league. The fact that we're even talking about an extension right now makes me very happy. I personally thought Harbaugh was gone after this year. If he would win a national championship, he'd probably leave with JJ, go to the NFL for a year or two, have fun, and get the hell out of here. Or he just retires into the distance. He does again. Whenever he's done, he's going to leave. But I think he'll maybe even potentially die on the job now that he's probably going to get a long extension. And it's just so positive. Again, I always like to look back, and I always love this pain of being a sports fan, right? So as a Pistons fan, obviously I'm feeling a lot of that right now. But you just go back and you watch some of these old Michigan games. Like, go back and watch the Rutgers game in 2020. Go back and watch the Wisconsin game in 2020. Even farther back, you can go watch the Jonathan Taylor game. You can go watch the Saquon Barkley Penn State game, the Ronnie Bell drop game, all that stuff. There's so many games you can go back and watch and be like, we haven't lost a conference game in almost 3 seasons now. Outside of that crazy game, Michigan State, where I don't even want to get involved. But everything is coming up Michigan right now. If we win the national championship, what more could you say about this program? It'd be perfect. It'd be the perfect ending to an absolutely chaotic season in a great stretch of 3 years post-COVID where Michigan has just turned on the Jets. JJ could probably ride off into the sunset as an absolute legend of all legends at Michigan. But if he comes back, wins the Heisman and goes back to back, obviously there's a few hurdles to go before that. But what I was trying to say with the greatest stretch of Michigan football in the next few weeks, you could have a Harbaugh extension, Michigan win over Texas, or Michigan win over Alabama in the Rose Bowl, a Bryce Underwood commitment to Michigan, and then finally a national championship victory in Texas, probably against Texas. I mean, I said jokingly, I was like, Michigan could never win again, and I'd be okay with that. Obviously, it wouldn't be the case, but I could die a happy man. Like, that's just what it is. So I'm sure many people are the same as me. We can break down the game more going forward. I might have a few guys on to talk about it. I'm assuming we'll get a BCS podcast out sometime this week, a little bowl preview, bowl pick 'em maybe between the three of us. That'd be kind of fun. But yeah, that's going to we have, and also some Michigan State news because they just hired a D coordinator. But yeah, that's all I have for now. Sorry for the lack of updates and uploads. I know people were asking for the videos. The people that reached out, do appreciate you. It means a lot to me, man. And we'll just keep getting back on the video grind. Hopefully, a lot of travel and stuff going on until the national championship game. I'll do my best to get videos out. Worst case scenario would be shorts, but those usually do pretty well. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. And sorry to keep you waiting, folks. Complicated business. See you guys later. Peace.